Papa has returned.
Yes, Papa has returned. But what is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of the Game Juice podcast. Here with me today is my good friend Frank. Say what's up, man.
What's up, man?
Yeah, exactly. An excellent introduction. But how long have we known each other, by the way?
Oh man, it's going on at least a year now. It
At least
might be a little
year?
longer.
I'm trying to think of how I met you. Was it through CDI?
I think it was through CDI. It might have been. I don't know. There's a whole list of streamers that I kind of. There's this weird unofficial circle that we kind of have. Not to sound clicky, but
I mean, content creation is very clicky.
But I'm we just we run into each other and a lot of other people.
We run with a crazy crew.
We met in at least one of those streams. We had to.
I mean, I'm a fan of Game Attack. I know you at least know of them, and I'm pretty sure CDI is huge into them. So
yeah, I used to be really big into screwattack.com.
Yeah, and then they kind of broke off and did Game Attack.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
but here with me, I have some questions for you. Then after we ask the questions, I've got some beautiful anime news stories for you. All right?
Anime news stories? Oh, no.
I add beautiful anime in front of everything. I took a freaking photo of my dog the other day, and I'm like, here's my beautiful anime nephew.
So I'm gonna completely take the train off the rails for a second. That actually reminds me of something funny. I had a viewer once ask me how I would live my life if God came down and told me I couldn't watch anime anymore. And I was like, I would just live my life the exact same as I do now. And I was like, wait a minute, does that include hentai? And he said, yes. And I was like, I would live my life almost exactly as I do now.
I think I was in that stream. My favorite clip of your stream, Frank, is one. Okay, I saw this on my Twitch recommended page, okay? You have it said clips from people you follow, and it's Frank Fortune. And it's called daddy issues or something, right? And I clicked on it, and it's like, bye, buddy. Hope you find your father. And you're just like, my dad's been very present in my life, thank you.
Apparently that was really funny to a lot of people because that was that was a legitimate, confused, genuine reaction. I was like, what?
Oh my God. It is probably my favorite freaking clip that I've ever seen of you. Holy crap. But I call everyone that. I called my buddy Shadow Wolf that the other day. I called him my big booty anime nephew the other day. I'm like, what is up, NSG fans? Nathan Sample here, and here with me is my big booty anime nephew. And then I call my buddy Scott Pee-Pee Boy.
Sounds about right.
But first question, it's very vague. Tell me about yourself. What are you all about? Where are you from? Generally, don't dox yourself.
Well, as Nathan has pointed out, I am Frank Fortune. I haven't streamed a lot in the last month or so.
2 years.
2 years. It kind of feels like that. To be completely truthful, my computer is kind of biting the dust.
Yeah, I saw that you ordered a new computer on Twitter a while back.
Yep, and it does not ship until July 6th. Yeah, so that's why I've been offline. I'm really into retro games and streaming those. And I'll play some newer stuff too, like A Hat in Time or
Mayonnaise Adventure.
Mayonnaise Adventure, made by the
Mayonnaise
creators
Soft
of Call of Duty Infinity Ward.
in Infinity Ward, they made Mayonnaise HD.
I did.
It's just an HD rendering of like a jar of mayonnaise on a shelf, slowly going old over time.
But it is interactive with the camera. That's why you're
Yeah.
able to. That's why it's a game.
Yeah, you can like tap on the jar like a fish tank.
That sounds absolutely awful. Absolutely awful.
I would make that game. I would have a great time with it, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Other reasons, I've started going back to school to
prove to your dad that you're not a fool.
Yes. And been working a lot of overtime. So,
yes.
But when I do stream a lot of retro games, just stuff like that. I do a review show. I have one episode of it so far. I'm in the process of writing the script for the second. Is a show called Let Me Be Frank,
which is the title of this episode, by the way. I called it Let Me Be Frank.
It's a good solid choice. It's where I give my general consensus on the games I've played on stream, and the episode that's up is about Super Mario Sunshine, and spoilers, I do not care for that game.
I mean, like, everyone kind of gives that game mixed reviews anyways. Like, you started off your review being like, oh, I'm scared of saying my opinion about it, but that's always been a game that people feel very, like, about, you know?
It's very polarizing.
Yes.
And it's funny because a lot of the people that just absolutely loved it, they have nostalgia goggles on for it.
Yeah.
And they go back and they play it, and they're like, oh, God. And I'm like, yeah, compared to like Mario Odyssey, this is garbage.
I mean, compared to Mario Galaxy, it's garbage, though. Like, it's garbage compared to, well, maybe even Mario 64. I don't know, though. I feel like the graphics are enough to make it better, in my opinion, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's not garbage, but like compared to those.
Some of the gameplay, like the camera, can be garbage.
As for where I'm from, I am from the DFW area in Texas.
DFW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I love your responses.
In Tarrant County.
Yes.
Don't Google what's going on here this week. You'll be sad.
I don't want to know.
You really don't.
Okay, then I just won't.
It's just COVID shit.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine then. I thought you were talking about a peaceful protest or something.
No.
Okay.
It's just that we are like right behind Houston and being a part of the problem. Anywho, let's talk about games.
Yeah, video games. Next question. What was your first game console, Frank? Tell me in detail.
My first game console I got when I was 3 years old for Christmas. I got a
jar
NES.
of mayonnaise.
A jar of mayonnaise.
Exactly.
That came with Duck Hunt and Super Mario Brothers. And one cartridge.
Your parents bought you the game, but they didn't buy you the console. They said, how about a hearty jar of Hellmann's?
Yep. And
that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So that was kind of where that was the day me being a gamer like just happened. Whenever it's like my earliest memory, I remember the first time I booted up Mario. I remember running around and being like, oh, this is cool. Oh, I can't go left. Oh, I can jump. Oh, I'm going to jump on this Goomba. And like, pretty smart 3-year-old for not dying to the Goomba immediately. Just going to throw that out there.
I can hear your cat.
That is my roommate's cat.
Tell him I said hello.
Coraline.
Her name is Coraline?
Her name is Coraline.
Does she have buttons for eyes?
She does not.
Oh.
I can take care of that if you need me to.
Oh, dude, I don't care. That's up to you, man.
Okay. But yeah, that was my first console.
All right. And you said your first game was Super Mario Bros?
And Duck Hunt.
And Duck
It was a
Hunt.
combo cartridge.
I have like 3 of those on the shelf over there. Someone like gave me their NES and they gave me like, here's a copy of Duck Hunt and Mario, and Duck Hunt and Mario, and Duck Hunt and World Class Track Meet and Mario. Like I have like 3 or 4 copies of that crap, dude. I want to have like an entire game shelf. Like at some point, whenever I like have my own like better setup for my stuff, I want to just have a whole shelf that's just Mario and Duck Hunt, just right behind me. Nothing but Mario and Duck Hunt. Next question. What's your favorite gaming genre?
My favorite gaming genre? Ooh. I feel like this fluctuates day by day.
The one that you can go back to the most and never get tired of it.
Well, like I said, fluctuates. Safest bet is platformers like Mario. And you know that I like to play a lot of Super Mario Maker 2.
Yep.
Like to create in Super Mario Maker 2. That's actually something I'm sad I haven't been able to do lately, is work on a new level.
Yeah, my actual Switch Online ran out, and I'm waiting till next month to do it, so I haven't been able to either. All right. Next question. What are some of your favorite game companies and consoles?
Well, the Switch is one of my favorites. Actually, it's probably my favorite of all time, and I don't have a solid reason why. And I've talked about this on stream lately. Not lately, but like a few times. And I just...
No, it's been lately.
Lately. I don't understand like why I love it so much. I don't know. I guess it's the third-party support with everything, and just like I like the idea of being able to pick it up and carry it over and play it in bed for a little bit. I like how I look over at my bed as I'm talking.
I do the same thing all the time, dude.
So I don't know. And there's so many good games on it.
Yeah.
And
to me, the thing about the Switch that makes it such a good console is genuinely the fact that it's a Nintendo console that feels like it's made for more hardcore gamers. It's portable, and it's a home console. And the controllers are more normal.
Yes.
That's kind of my opinion.
I hate the Wiimote so much.
I think everyone does. No one likes those things. I bet Hitler would like them. I'm definitely not opening a piece of peppermint right now.
Totally.
Yeah, I definitely was not doing
kiss.
that. Just Static says he liked the Wiimote. Also, thank you for the host.
Hey, Static.
I don't mind the Wiimote. It's just like... What is it about it? It's the fact that the motion controls were forced that I really can't stand.
The novelty ran out pretty quick for me, to the point where I didn't even want to finish Skyward Sword.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was for me. It's the fact that you would play a Wii game, right? And when you're playing the game, there's a lot of times where you're like, oh, cool, I have the option to swing my hand. Where's the option to hit a button instead? And they just don't give it to you. It's just not an option, and that really bothers me.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, go on?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, that's why I really want a Metroid Prime Trilogy remake without the motion controls for Prime 3.
I want a Metroid Prime Trilogy remake where it's completely Oculus Rift. And
that sounds nauseating.
Okay, no. It's Oculus Rift, right? And you have to put on the full body like haptic suit where when you get shot you feel it. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. I didn't know that was a thing.
I was talking to Zach, the guy who runs CGN, not too long ago, and he's like, yeah, they make this thing you put over your body where when you get shot in a game, it vibrates on your shoulder or something. So it feels not like you're getting shot. You don't feel pain, but you like feel an impact. Nathan wants to be tortured while playing video games, says Static in the chat. He makes a good point. That's truly what I strive for in life.
Have you played Dark Souls, speaking of?
No.
'Cause that might be right up your alley if you like being...
No, I actually...
it's just a really good game, but everyone makes it out like it's harder than it really is.
It's probably a hard game to get into, to be honest.
It is. Like the first one especially, because there's a lot of openness after you get to once you get to the Firelink Shrine.
Yeah.
It's like, I have 3 places I think it's 3. 3 places I can go, and I don't know which one's right and which one's the least deadly.
Is one of them a candy shop? Can you go to the candy store in Dark Souls?
No, one of them is like a skeleton-filled cave that goes to that has no light. It's literally the worst thing that you could imagine.
That is just like every candy store I've ever been to. Thank you very much, Frank.
All right, well, I think you and I have a different memory of what happened or how things ran before the pandemic, but that's fine.
No, I've only gone to candy stores after the pandemic, though.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, see, it makes more sense that way.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's all the candy stores have been in self-isolation for way too long. That's what it's become. They're just skeletons in a silent hallway.
It's pretty funny.
All right, where did you come up with the whole hot dog theme for your channel? Was it based on your pee-pee?
No, my favorite candy is the COVID flavored gobstopper. Damn it,
yeah,
Static.
Static knows what's up. He knows what's up. Mine is the mayonnaise flavored gobstopper. Tastes like mayonnaise.
That's disgusting. Oh, I hate mayonnaise so much.
God, I love everything that Static is putting in chat right now so freaking much, dude. It's so freaking beautiful. I just love it. Oh.
So the hot dog theme, the persona is actually like 15 years old, maybe longer than that.
All right, and does it come from your pee-pee?
No.
Are you sure?
And I'm positive, and I can't even joke about that for a reason I'll get into after.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So I don't keep derailing myself.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay if you derail me. I just need to not derail myself.
Oh, okay.
So back in like 2005, I was playing a tabletop RPG called Mage the Awakening.
Mage the Awakening.
Yes.
Okay.
It is part of the World of Darkness set of games with like Vampire the Requiem, which the previous edition of that was Vampire the Masquerade, which is a really popular video game based on that tabletop RPG.
I was going to say that name sounds familiar.
Werewolf the Forsaken. There's just it's a lot of like supernatural type stuff.
Yeah.
And that is without a doubt the nerdiest thing I've ever heard another human being say. Well, anyways.
Go on.
So anyways, we're playing and I created a character, and they had 2 different schools of magic that they were assigned based on what kind of mage they were. And mine could control fate and time, and he ended up being this really, really stupid kind of edgy name, which loosely translated from Latin is for luck not God or fortune not God, which was
fortune, that's the second part of it, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this game takes place in the real world, like the setting.
Yeah.
I could go around calling myself Fortuna Nandio. People would be like, what the fuck? So my character in-game name was Frank Fortune.
Uh-huh.
So like that was like what was on his driver's license.
Yeah.
So that's where that actual name started.
All right.
We'll get to the hot dog theme later. Well, later, like, I don't know, we'll say 6 years later, I was playing Final Fantasy 11, and I had created my character was just a dragoon named
Screambalina.
Frank Fortune,
Oh.
Scrimbalina.
Yes.
And I would log in every day, and this guy named Rocket Ship would always be like, "What's up, HDG?" And I'm like,
HDG?
"What's HDG?" And finally, I realized he was talking to me, and I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And he was like, "Hot dog gypsy," and I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Frank like a hot dog, Fortune like a gypsy. You're a hot dog gypsy." And that was my name online for the longest time before someone pointed out to me that gypsy
was a slur, technically.
is a slur for the Romani people. And it's actually still my name on League of Legends, and I need to change it.
Well,
but,
to be honest, for me, I'd just be more so afraid of getting banned for having gypsy in my name. More than like, oh, someone will be upset. I do
have a lot of skins on that game. Like,
yeah,
that would be a good, like, $1,000 down the toilet.
Holy crap. You spent $1,000 on that game?
Over, like, 11 years.
Okay, I can see that. Static is so shocked he's triggered, guys. He's absolutely insanely triggered right now. How could you?
Well, keep in mind, I've played that game since the beta, so that's the same account. What else? Okay, so then I switched back, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to get into streaming and making content creation. I'm going to go with the Frank Fortune thing. And when I really started going with the Frank Fortune name back in 2018, and was going with it, I was like, I need a theme. I need a brand. And I'm like, maybe Rocket Ship was onto something. Maybe, like, Frank Hot Dog. So I'll have like a little gambling hot dog man as my mascot, and it'll just be all hot dog jokes.
And that's why the image you sent me, I asked him for like some graphics for the stream in case I couldn't get the video working on Skype. And this is like months ago. He sent me an image of a hot dog made out of Legos rolling dice or something, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. Does like your normal avatar have the dice? I never noticed that.
He does. They're just really tiny.
Okay, yeah, I guess I just didn't notice it because it was so tiny. But so this guy did this for a couple years. He like, how long did he call you? What, HDG or whatever before you asked him?
Oh, it was like a few weeks.
Okay,
like
I thought you were talking about
after making Fortuna Nadio the RPG character, I made Frank Fortune the Final Fantasy 11 character 6 years later. Oh. And then after being like maybe like 4 or 5 weeks in this guild, or link shells as they call them in Final Fantasy 11, I was just like, why are you calling me that?
See, that's kind of what I was wondering about. Like, when I heard you saying that, I was thinking it had been like a couple years that you were kind of letting him do that. Because like,
no. That'd be great though.
Well, like I've known people in my life. My name is Nathan. I've known people who call me Nathaniel, right? And I didn't want to be rude and correct them, so I'm like, sure, my name's Nathaniel. And then 2 years passes, and I'm like, hey, by the way, you've been calling me the wrong thing. And they're like, no, I haven't. I'm like, okay, that seems fair to me.
It's like, I know my name. Ass.
Well, this is church folks who just were old and couldn't remember. So I'm like, whatever. Yeah, that's my name.
But yeah, that's where that came from, and apparently, like, that's why I call my followers and my viewers and my subs like YouTube the Weenie Warriors.
It's not because you fight with your peepees, right?
No, and now I feel like I'm at a good point to derail myself. I am in the middle of a week-long bet with my roommate. We were going for a run on Tuesday.
All right.
I say run. We went for a run. I was walking because I'm a fat piece of shit.
You're not that fat.
Fair enough. Thank you. One of my go-tos for just fucking with people is I'll be like, you know what, this is something. I'm like, you know what else is like that? This dick. And he's like, All right. Oh, $50. I think it's 50. It might be 25, but he's like $50 that you don't make a dick joke for an entire week.
I am destroying this for you, aren't I?
Oh my god, it's been so difficult the last 4 days, 3 days. It's just been torture, man. And
I think I'm gonna make you lose this bet with this podcast.
yeah, well, that's he and I were talking about that earlier because he was like, "Oh yeah, he's." So I'm not trying to not play off you. Your jokes are like right up my alley. It's just that I can't lose that bet.
To be honest with you, when we were getting started on the stream, I noticed you were kind of being really reserved. I'm like, did I say something to make him mad? What did I do?
No.
Oh my god!
I also had just woken up from a nap. If we're gonna be completely honest.
Yeah, I was just like, did I say something wrong? What's going on right now? I'm scared right now.
You should not be scared.
All right. Next questions. Are there any differences between yourself on stream and yourself in ordinary life?
That's a good question. I try to be less snide and less sarcastic on stream. Fate Shaper, my best friend and roommate, can actually attest that there are times it's hard to tell when I'm being genuine because I'm sarcastic so much of the time.
Yeah, and I can be the same way, so I understand how that is.
And a lot of it, and why I'm trying to cut back on it, is some of it comes out like a mean kind of sarcastic, like being snide, and I don't intend for it to be.
Static says, "Hey, me too."
Well, all right, we could start a club.
Yeah, we can all three start a club where we're just mean to everyone else together. We can be the Scream Boys.
I don't know. And it's not that I was trying to be a different person. It's that I would try to be nicer on stream so that could bleed over to my real life. Because if I'm nice there, I would be nicer in my real life. And I don't want to be
a mean,
the jerk
feeling person.
I don't want to be a mean jerk. You know what I mean?
I want to be a nice jerk, not a mean one.
Yeah, I want to be a nice jerk.
Yeah, exactly.
That way people can just be sitting there watching me eating a hot dog, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, look at how many bites it takes him. What an asshole."
Have you ever met someone who was so nice? Like this is a real question, and this may just show flaws in my character. Have you ever met someone that was so nice that you're like, I don't believe you. You're not real. I don't like you. I don't trust you.
I've met people that don't seem genuine, but I've also met legitimately extremely nice people, and
I mean, like, they're nice, but you feel like they have an ulterior motive, you know?
Yeah, it's not being genuine.
Yeah.
I meet those people, but I forget about them so quickly because I'm like, yeah, I want nothing to do with you. And I just go about my way.
Yeah. Static says that describes just about every manager I've ever had. I can see a manager being that because they're kind of forced to get along with people in a way.
I was going to say, that's also literally their job.
To manage others, yes. All right, next question. Do you have any thoughts about... This question's really funny in retrospect. Once you hear our news stories for the day, I'm just going to read it how I wrote it. Do you have any thoughts about the future of Twitch, Mixer, DLive, and other platforms like these?
They're not paid to be fake nice. Fair enough, Static.
That is true.
So this question was written like at least a week before the Mixer news.
Yes. Do you actually want to just touch on this while we talk about it, since it's related anyways?
Dude, I don't know, man. With like the blackout earlier in the week on Twitch, and then like no one even knows what the fuck DLive is. Mixer's dead.
I know generally what DLive is. I think it's like a Chinese company, and they have like this weird cryptocurrency that they use. But in their terms of service, the cryptocurrency is not actually worth anything. Like, they literally say it's not actually worth real money, but we give you it, but we can take it away if we want.
We can take away your imaginary money.
I created you, and I can destroy you just as easily. You want to move on to the next question?
No. It's kind of thought provoking because streaming's in a weird place as of this week, specifically. Yeah. I don't know. I think Twitch will be business as usual, which is kind of sad based on everything that's happening. They need to be challenged.
Well, they have been banning people who I think were accused of sexual misconduct regarding the Twitch blackout thing. I believe they've been banning people for that.
Yeah.
That being said, I wonder if they have actual evidence that these people did stuff, or if they're just banning them to save face, or what's going on. I don't know.
I would hope that they're doing it with evidence because, like, not to take away from victims, but like I don't know if you know, but like Angry Joe in the last couple of weeks, I did see that. I agree with you not to take away from legitimate victims of abuse. There is a such thing as an opportunistic person who sees things like believe all women and are like, oh, I can ruin this person's life and make money off of it, or do this, or like just destroy this person I don't like. And that's why people sometimes question that and why they want there to be evidence of such a thing, you know? See, for me, believing all women doesn't mean jumping immediately to persecution.
And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. I don't even think it's a believe all women thing. I think it should just be like, take the allegation seriously, but you're innocent until proven guilty, regardless of who the person is. You need evidence. Someone needs to prove that it happened. Static says listen to all women instead of believe all women. And that's pretty accurate.
I don't know. It's just a touchy subject, and it's hard to
understand.
Converse. Especially as two white cisgendered males, like we could be, I don't know. I want to move on from this before one of us gets canceled.
It's fine. All right. The next question is way more lighthearted. And by the way, when I wrote that question, there wasn't a Twitch blackout, and there weren't people like.
I know. That was a weird.
That was a very unfortunate question because Mixer still existed. Spoilers, we're going to talk about that in the news segment, but Mixer closed down and merged with Facebook. Twitch wasn't having any problems with allegations, and DLive was still equally not relevant as it is right now. I love it when you laugh so hard it looks like you're shaking your camera like a baby.
Yeah.
All right, next question. When you're not streaming or being a very lay epic gamer, what content do you tend to watch?
I tend to watch game reviews like Some Call Me Johnny or The Completionist as far as YouTube goes.
The Finishist, as the Game Grunts call him.
Yeah, I'll watch the Game Grumps. So I watch the video game stuff there. I'll also watch like Reddit YouTube videos while I watch, like r/ and stuff like that, so I can catch up on the threads that I haven't had time to read, like for Ask Reddit or Am I the Asshole? Pro Revenge.
The Am I the Asshole one is so interesting to me because it's like It's almost always a situation like, oh, my daughter disrespected me, so I burned her puppy in a vat of acid. But it's all right because the dog bit me. Am I the asshole? It's like, it's never anything that makes any sense. It's like, clearly you're the bad guy.
Yeah. Jesus, Nathan. So, yeah, what was I going to say?
We were talking about Reddit videos.
There was one guy I replied to on there, and he was mad that he left his disc from disc golfing on the course.
Okay.
And he came back the next day and someone was using it. And instead of going up to him and asking like a rational human being, be like, hey, that's mine, I have the receipt, it's got my name on it, whatever. He starts like yelling and cussing the guy out like right there. And he's like, am I the asshole? And I was like, you're not the asshole for getting your property back. You are for being a complete unhinged psycho.
Yeah, like
and he was like, whatever, it's my stuff. And he was just going there for validation. And I was like, I'm done. I was like, you don't get it.
Don't go to social media or Reddit or anything like that for validation. Anyone who can hear my voice, that's going to be a bad time for you if you do that. That's going to be a very bad time. All right, and do you watch any television shows, any like Netflix stuff at all as well?
Yeah, I actually just watched The Office for the first time.
Did you do hardcore parkour?
Hardcore parkour.
Yeah.
I actually started watching it because a girl I was dating really liked it and was like, you need to see this. And
what is it with women in The Office and Friends, by the way? Like, every female I talk to is obsessed with The Office and Friends. I don't understand it.
I don't know, but it was really funny, and I actually really liked it. But
I'm sure they're both good shows. I know of Friends more than The Office.
We stopped dating like a few weeks into it, and I was like, well, I'm too deep in now, and I actually like it, so I'm going to keep watching it. So that's kind of how that worked. I don't know. I watch a lot of animated comedy as well.
Have you ever watched F is for Family?
I got halfway through the second episode and I could not stand it.
I've watched. Like I started trying to watch that show like a couple weeks ago, right? And I got to like halfway through the first episode, and I kind of just was like, I want to go do something else. So then I went and worked in Photoshop. And I just forgot that I was watching it. And now I'm kind of in a position where I'm not sure if I want to go back to it.
I had it on as background noise while I was playing a game because I have two monitors. And I was like, no. I turned it off.
Like, what part about it did you not like?
I don't know. I don't know if it was the setting, about it being in the 70s, and I couldn't relate. I don't know.
Yeah.
If it was the character's old-timey thinking from that era. I don't know. Just a lot of it didn't click with me, personally. I'm not the intended audience for that show, is what I felt.
Interesting. I watched like I said, I watched like the half of the first episode, and it kind of lost me whenever he's like, well, I'm going to get a color TV that's 33 inches. I'm like, wow, dang, what a diss, dude. You're really going to show your neighbor what's up with that 33-inch color TV.
And it also felt derivative of a lot of other family comedies and stuff like that. Animated shows, not even animated. I
feel like adult animation's at that point where like everything's going to become derivative. Similar to how like every sitcom is like, oh, there's the mom is the smart, reasonable one, and then the dad's a retard, and then like the children, there's one that's brainy and one that's stupid and one that's kind of like just a jock, you know?
I mean, I don't know. There's definitely adult like animated comedy. There's still a lot of originality out there, I think. You got things like Archer, BoJack, and like.
Now I've never watched BoJack or Archer though. So maybe if I watch those, I'd feel differently. But like, I'm talking more like sitcoms specifically always feel the same because like
they do.
The genre is very like defined at this point. It's like if you try and add a spin to a sitcom, it's like, oh, two wacky neighbors get together and shoot up heroin, and then they go to the mall and look for fine vixens or something. I don't know.
Good Lord.
It made you laugh. Okay. I think you've already answered this one. It says, what is your favorite online creators?
I said who I watch. I didn't say who my favorites are. My favorites are included Nathan Sample Games.
All right. That's a good start.
I did mention The Completionist and Some Call Me Johnny, Game Grumps, Ant Dude, Sorrow TV, r/.
That's the Reddit one, right?
Yeah. So, a lot of stuff like that. As far as Twitch goes, I really watch a lot of Hungry Goria. She's a retro streamer. Really
I think
good.
I followed her after you rated her. I can't remember though.
Yeah, she's really good. And then I watch a lot of smaller streamers like myself.
I watch myself.
Like Bal plays live, Armade Alexis.
Yeah.
CDI Arcade. You know, like I like to be in the interactive streams like that. So.
Yeah, I kind of have mixed feelings. Sometimes I'll watch big streamers. Sometimes I'll watch smaller ones, and it all depends.
I will watch Barbossa's King. I will watch the big Mario Maker streamers.
Oh yeah, you talked to me during one of my streams. Like I was getting pissed off at your level that you made in Mario Maker, and you're like, just to make it better, Grand Pooh Bear had trouble with this stage as well. I'm like, that kind of does make it a little bit better. Thank you.
He died like 3 or 4 times. It was funny too because I went in and he was doing viewer levels for subs. And I was like, all right. I'll put my level in that hat. Like, it won't get picked. It was immediately the next level that was picked. And I was like, oh, shit.
You're like, oh.
Like, yeah, this is going to get so many plays and so many likes. And then I remembered most people like watching Mario Maker more than playing it. So no one played it.
I have not checked the levels that I've made in a while. You remember the one comment I got on that one that I made?
That was rude.
I think that comment doesn't exist anymore because I had to fix the level and I went through and had to delete it anyways. But I made a stage that was an absolute freaking troll stage, right? And it was literally just crap flying at you all at once. There's like 3 boss characters and 40,000 Lakitus and Koopas everywhere. And the moment you start the stage, you have to quickly run and get a power-up and freaking dash for it. The very first comment that I ever got from any stage I made in Mario Maker was, delete this game and never play it again, please. Or something like that. Yeah. Do you remember what it was exactly?
Really rude. It was really, really rude. I don't remember what it was exactly, but they were like, please never make another level.
That I remember that. It was like, please delete this game and never make another level or something like that.
And like, you were clearly just screwing around. And it's like, dude, fuck you.
They probably thought I was like a child who just downloaded the game or something.
Oh, so they think it's cool to talk to a child like that? Come on.
I agree with
fuck
you.
That person.
But you know how people are on the internet with that sort of thing. But yes, I agree with you. Screw that person. All right, tell me about your improv experiences.
Well, I was...
Children shouldn't be playing Mario.
That's
I agree.
Right. They need to get back to Call of Duty where they belong.
They need to get back to freaking Resident Evil and freaking Grand Theft Auto where children belong. Thank you very much.
I have an anecdote about that. But my improv experiences... Actually, I'll tell you the anecdote first. When I was in high school, I was dating a girl, and her uncle...
Was she hot? Was she hot?
Anyways,
Sorry.
I'm not gonna specify if a 16-year-old girl at the time was hot.
Oh,
No, I'm
that's
not doing
fair.
that.
Well, this was when you were in high school. That's why.
So her uncle was a gamer, and he was playing Grand Theft Auto 3 had just come out.
What kind of gamer was he though? Did he drink G Fuel?
No, he didn't drink G Fuel.
Go on.
But their other family came in, like the kids, and they were like, what's that person doing? And it was the hooker was they were healing up with the hooker in the back of the car, and he's like, oh, he's helping her fix the car, or she's helping him fix the car. That's all they're doing
from the back seat.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh, your uncle's so cool.
That's just how fixing cars works, Frank, okay?
It does. My improv experiences, right before the pandemic hit.
You ever have to fix anyone's cars in improv? Static says wait, so they're not fixing the car actually. In chat?
They're not, no. They humping.
Are you sure? Because they could be fixing a car. My dog ran away to a farm, okay? And he fixes cars.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let the awkwardness hang. You know that, right?
Yeah, I do know that.
Frank, tell me about your effing improv experience, says Static in chat.
I'm trying. So right before the pandemic started, I was taking an improv class at a theater called 4 Day Weekend where I live. And they're an improv group that do a lot of different things. They're not like super, super popular, but like they're locally popular. And they do go to a lot of like different like improv shows and stuff like that, like festivals. And like they'll either open up for people like Rachel Dretch from Saturday Night Live and stuff like that. That's just one of them.
All right.
And like the guy that was actually teaching our class, he's also a stand-up comedian, and he's headlined for Jerry Seinfeld before.
So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. And
what's his name, date, and his social security number?
His name is Oliver Toll.
And what's his age and his social security number?
I don't know those things, but fun facts about Mr. Toll that I didn't know until I started.
Frank Fortune in chat says Oliver Toll.
Yes. I did not know he was Roland in the first Borderlands game until 3 weeks into class.
Oh, yeah. You told me about that in your stream.
Yeah, I was like, oh, cool. And he's also a voice actor in Dragon Ball Super. So I was like, huh.
Does he play Bulma?
No, he does not play Bulma. He plays Rumshi or some shit. I don't know. I haven't watched Dragon Balls.
He should play Bulma.
Hey, CDI.
Yes, welcome CDI Arcade to the Twitch chat. I hope you're not naked right now.
But it was a lot of learning, like the basics, because it was a 101 class. The yes and stuff.
Hey everybody, says CDI.
The thing that made me happy, and like it's great when you make your friends laugh or whatnot, but when I would go in and get a big laugh from a professional comedian that was teaching the class, that is when I knew, okay, I might actually be funny.
That's when you knew you were destined for greatness.
So
that you were going to stand on the mountaintop, and you will hold up your sword, and you will cry out to the comedy gods, and you will overtake Jerry Seinfeld, and you will overtake Jim Carrey, and you will become the most popular comedian who has ever lived.
No.
You are better than them all, and you must proclaim it to the mountaintops.
I don't want that.
You will be. It's what God and anime intend things to be like.
And I want to give There's this one exercise where you have to just monologue, and it's like the entire group is monologuing at the audience at once, and then the the person leading the exercise points one out, and you continue your monologue like you're just talking. And we all had to be pirates or something. I don't remember. It was ridiculous.
Like, do you have to do the pirate voice, like "Arg, mateys," or can you just?
Yeah, they want you to be as exaggerated as possible because it shows that you have range and you can work with range.
Can you just go overboard and like chop your hand off and put a hook there and start like acting like you have one eye and bust out your teeth and start getting drunk and vomiting all over the floor and killing killer whales? And
no, this group was against costumes and props.
Oh, but could you actually cut your hand off though to add to it?
I mean, if you can find a knife, sure.
There you go. So all you need to do is find someone with a pocket knife and you're set.
But I was just talking. I don't even remember what I was talking about, but I was the one that got pointed out. And I was talking about, how it was orientation day, and if that they were insubordinate, I would send them to HR, and HR was also the name of the plank. So, like, it was, and of course I had the pirate voice going on.
Okay, that actually does sound really funny.
Yeah. Was anyone better than Christopher Walken and Peter Pan? And then I also made him laugh with my walking. Because he made us walk around like Christopher Walken one day.
Wait. Now, what do you mean Christopher Walken? Was that a sketch that I've just never seen?
Like the actor?
Yeah, in Peter Pan. Like, was that a sketch that I've never seen? I like how I'm highlighting the words Christopher Walken in the chat with my mouse as if you can even see that. It was a terrible Broadway play. I have to see this at some point. That sounds wonderful. That sounds like everything I love in the world.
Yeah, apparently he does a lot of Broadway. I was watching an interview with Will Ferrell, and apparently he went up to Christopher Walken at the end of the show, and Christopher Walken's like, you ruined my life. And he was talking about the cowbell sketch because apparently people bring cowbells to cheer him on after the end of every show.
That is the greatest thing I've ever heard. But what character did he play in Peter Pan? Was he actually Peter Pan? Like, come on, Wendy, we have to go.
Captain Hook.
Oh, yeah, I can see him as Captain Hook. They streamed it on YouTube over the weekend. Okay, I have to watch this then. I have to see the beauty and the majesty of Christopher Walken in Peter Pan.
He was a super old Hook. Yep, called that.
I can see that.
Anything else would have been a miscast.
I mean, it's better if he's miscast, though. I would love to see him as Peter Pan. I'm young forever. I'm not very good at Christopher Walken, but you know what I mean.
But my improv experiences are mostly just that class, and to be honest with you, I don't remember most of the jokes. I do remember getting a good few laughs. I remember because it's in the downtown area where I live, and I live downtown. So I
DFW.
home, and I would have people walk with me and be like, "Oh, you killed it today," and I'd tell them the same because they would too, and just it was really fun. And I'm sad that I didn't get to finish the class because of the pandemic, and I am ready for this shit to be over.
Yeah. Now, you've left me speechless once in one of my own streams with one of your jokes. Please retell that for the audience at home, Frank.
So I don't remember how I was set up. But
I was just playing Spyro. That's the only context.
And either you were talking about milk or something like that.
I think I was talking about mayonnaise or something like that. Like, I hope Spyro doesn't rub mayonnaise on my legs.
And I was like, oh, no, it was cheese. We were talking about cheese. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, I got up to go get like a drink of water or something. And then I came back and I was like, oh, sorry. I had to milk my grandfather. And you were like, oh, what? And I was like, yeah, we were out of cottage cheese.
No, you said blue cheese. You said blue cheese.
Oh, I thought it was cottage cheese.
No, you said we're out of blue cheese.
Blue cheese. Oh, that's so gross.
That's why it made me feel disgusted, in fact, because, like, it's the mixture, the perverted side of it with the fact that freaking blue cheese already looks like smegma to me.
Aww.
It's disgusting. All right, are there any games you tried out recently that you're excited about, dear moist, frail Uncle Franklin?
I bought the Mega Man Zero Legacy Collection, and I bought The Last of Us 2.
It's called Mega Man Zero, thank you very much.
And I've yet to play either of them because our dear friend Duct Tape has gotten me back addicted to League of Legends. So
okay.
Yeah.
Duct Tape is a good boy.
He is. I've already spent like $30 on skins again, though.
Well, I hope to God you can change your username then.
Yeah, I do need to change it from Hot Dog Gypsy. I'm going to do that tonight.
Yeah.
I should have enough blue essence to do so.
I often forget that gypsy is a racial slur as well, because like I grew up in a time where you'd watch a freaking movie and there's like a woman with a crystal ball, or you would be like watching Hunchback of Notre Dame and he's like, take this gypsy to the bell tower and crap like that.
I mean, it's my favorite Fleetwood Mac. It's one of my favorite Fleetwood Mac songs.
Is it just called Gypsy? Because
yep,
I bet you I've heard that before.
It's literally just Stevie Nicks. Like the chorus is just her saying, "I could be your gypsy." And like, okay. But she drags it out in the Stevie Nicks way. It's really good.
Rihanna. Okay.
That I just really like.
Yeah.
That entire album by them.
Is Stevie Nicks the lead singer of Fleetwood Mac? Who is the lead singer of that band?
Yes and no.
That's what I had a conversation with my family at one point about this. They're like, who's the lead singer of Fleetwood Mac? I'm like, Stevie Nicks, and they're like, no. And my mom described like, oh, it's a combination of the lead guitarist and then the vocalist name, but then Stevie Nicks is the only one with any notoriety, and no one cares about the other ones, and they're old and washed up and smelly, and they're homeless, and they drink too much booze, and they get into bar fights, and everyone hates them, you know?
Well, apparently they were all dating and cheating on each other during like making the Rumors album too.
I can see that. Static in chat says Ozzy Osbourne is the lead singer of Fleetwood Mac. You know, I can see that. You know, Ozzy has Parkinson's now.
Ozzy cover. I would kill for a Rumors cover album by Ozzy. You have no idea.
Rumors is thunder only happens when. Is that what that is?
That's one of those. Like the entire album.
Oh, Rumors is the album. Okay.
Because that one has Rihanna. Oh my God, what is the name of that song that you're just singing? That is my favorite song, and I forgot.
Rihanna.
Rhiannon.
I think that's the name of it. Is Rihanna?
No, the Always Thunders When It's Raining is a different song.
Thunder players only love you when you're what the freak?
I think it's got the chain on it, which it was really good when it was used in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
All right. Siri, what the hell is the name of that Fleetwood Mac song that goes all like, thunder only happens when it's raining, players only love you when you're playing, women they will come and they will go, when the rain washes you clean you'll know. Come on, Siri.
Just a sec. Here's what I found.
Look at the top result there, guys.
Dreams. The name of the song is Dreams.
Look at the top result there. Here's the title of the top result here, okay? 33DFVDFV by... For 50 years, Levi and Rolling Stones have been the center of it all. Google list, MIT.edu. News Archive, The Daily Mail. Drunk driving. Look at Paralyzed Pear says. Local, what the freak? What? Oh my, what?
So anyways, no, I haven't played the games I've been excited about lately.
I want an Ozzy Osbourne cover of Fireworks by Katy Perry, says Static. CDI says, good job, Siri. Yeah, man. Siri knows what's up. I think this is what threw it off. Okay, so reading this back. Siri, what the hell is the name of that Fleetwood Mac song that goes like, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when you're playing. Women, they will come and they will go. When the rain will shih tzu cleaning up.
What?
What? Shih tzu cleaning up. What does that even mean? Like cleaning up after the dog? Anyways, go on with what you were saying.
Oh, we can move on.
I'm mad at you now. I won't talk anymore. You know what you did.
For that question anymore. That was it.
Okay, now we're on to the Discord questions. For anyone listening in audio or watching in El Streamo Supremo, you can actually submit questions to me and news stories you want to hear me talk about in the podcast on my Discord. There should be a link in the description, and also you can hit exclamation links in the Twitch chat to get access to it as well. Okay, first question is, what is a reasonable price for a console, from Jacob Shrek?
No more than $400, and even then, that's still kind of high.
For me, the sweet spot would be between like $250 to $300.
I agree. I'm just being realistic with how greedy companies are. I'm saying 400 is the most that they're going to get from me, like on a launch day.
Yeah.
But 300 is 250 to 300 is also my ideal price range.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Like that, to me, that's the point where it's like, okay, I can see myself paying for this and also like continuing to use it and not regretting my purchase, essentially.
I am so ready to find out the PS5 price point, because
I think it has been leaked at some point, and it was like $499 for the digital and $599 for a disc.
See, they say that, but I think they're waiting on what Xbox does, because they're going to try to pull what they did on the Saturn in the 90s, I think.
I can kind of see that. All right. Next question is from the Book of Nathan on my Discord, aka my mod Kark. When does a banana reach the point of not being edible anymore?
As soon as it leaves the vine, because bananas are fucking disgusting.
I like bananas. I'd say whenever it's getting to the point where it's like there's like a certain point where it's got like a little bit of like crispness. It's not like pudding in your hands, but it's like it's not, it doesn't have the brown splotches on it, but it's not basically green, you know? That's kind of how I feel.
They just kind of make me sick for some reason.
I mean,
which is weird, because I can eat banana bread and other things and they're delicious, but like an actual banana on its own, I just doesn't agree with me.
Is it literally like a stomach thing, or do you think it's just like the taste makes you feel sick?
It's a stomach thing.
Maybe you have like bananas are a source of potassium. Maybe you already have plenty of potassium, so your body's like, that's too much or something.
Maybe.
Okay, the next question. By the way, if I'm like taking deep breaths consistently in the stream, I ate an entire bag of hot Cheetos before I went live, and I have acid reflux, so my body's like, you can't breathe right now, you silly liver. The best way to eat a hot dog or bratwurst? Question mark.
A bun? Well, not necessarily brat, but yeah. Let's say it a bun.
A bun
with
just
mustard.
Soaked raw in mayonnaise.
No mayonnaise.
Full mayonnaise. Nothing but mayonnaise.
Was that a bag of Cheetos your breakfast or lunch?
More of a dinner for me, I would say. So I did not eat hardly anything this morning. I woke up and I ate a Pop-Tart, and then I went live for about 3 hours playing Fortnite Friday.
Oh, God. Did you get hangry?
By the very end of the stream, like, I know when I'm starting to get, like, pissed off and hangry. So I was kind of reaching that point where I was beginning to get kind of annoyed. Like, for example, I had someone in my chat. I play with viewers on Fortnite Fridays, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a viewer in my chat who was consistently basically being like, let me join the game, let me join. And I actually was fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. He wasn't spamming, but I told him, oh, hit exclamation join in the chat because I have a command that tells people hit the follow button, add me on Epic, and join the Discord because I'm not doing all that crap myself to help you play the game. I kept telling him that, and they kept asking, can I join now? I'm like, hit the join button, dude. And so I reached a point where I was beginning to get like that. I'm like, I look, man, I've told you 3 times, hit exclamation join. And Jacob, the guy who actually asked that last question, he just ended up doing it in chat form and explaining it. And I'm like, oh, thank God. And then I apologize. I'm like, by the way, I'm sorry. Because the thing is, Fortnite's one of those games that gets to me sometimes and it makes me rage. So I was getting angry at the game. I was hungry, and then that was happening. So I played 2 rounds with this viewer, who, by the way, was a very good teammate, very nice person. I'm just a jerk sometimes. And he followed. We had a good time, and we moved on, you know?
Right.
It was a good time. Static says, Nathan, what if they came up with pumpkin spice mayo? Is that not already a thing? Like, to me, that sounds like something a bunch of serial killers at Kraft have already made. Did your light just die?
Did it?
You look darker now. I don't know what it is. Folks in chat, did his light die or what just happened? It's not a big deal. I can see you just fine. I was just like, what just happened?
That's weird.
All right, the next 3 questions are from Bal, and I'll kind of treat them as for me and you.
Okay.
Static says, I'm not subscribed to the Mayonnaise Weekly newsletter, so I wouldn't know if it's a thing. Well, what I mean is, like, they freaking make pumpkin spice everything, dude. And they shouldn't, but they do, so I wouldn't be surprised if they had pumpkin spice mayonnaise. All right, so this next question actually ties into our news stories again. Also, like, oh crap, I just screwed up my show notes. Okay, we're good. I selected text, I highlighted it on my screen and accidentally moved it. He says, thoughts on the new Crash Bandicoot game, and what would you want to see / what do you think on the redesign of the characters? I'll let you start since you're the guest, if you have any thoughts on that.
I'm excited that they're continuing the series, and they're kind of treating 3 like where it ended. Like, they're not going to go into Twin Sanities or anything like that, which is cool. Truth be told, I've only played Crash 1 and I've only played it for a few levels. So, but it's always good to see an IP like that come back and, you know, look like it's going to be really good. Like, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. Thank you, Simple Gamer Life, for hosting the podcast, by the way, on Twitch. I probably have way more thoughts on this in particular than you do, because, like, I am crazy into freaking Crash Bandicoot. Like, I am super into this game. Simple Gamer says, I just got done with my stream, decided to host you. Well, thank you very much, good sir. My chat's throwing a fit for the moment. What the hell is it doing? Okay, I'll just pretend that that's not happening anyways. So my chat on my screen accidentally highlighted static, and it's just like continuing to highlight static. There it is. Okay. But I'm excited about the idea of a new Crash Bandicoot game. I hope that they don't do what I think it was Traveler's Tales did with Wrath of Cortex and be like, oh, it's the exact same game, but slightly different. I hope that they do something more creative. I hope that they add to it and they don't just make something like I don't mind derivative works, but don't make it the exact same thing. Because the game's called It's About Time, and guess what Crash Bandicoot Warped was? It's about traveling through time. So I'm hoping that they do a little bit more. Crash Warped almost felt like kind of a what's the word? Like a world tour game in a way. Like it's about time travel, but it feels more like, oh, we're going to Egypt, we're going on a freaking bike chase. It's like I want to see like more like extreme sort of time travel stuff. I like the redesigns of the characters actually. I feel like if you've got characters that have been the same for an entire series and for as long as Crash and Coco and Cortex have, there's nothing wrong with modernizing it a little bit. You don't need to do what they did with the Sierra Crash games where it's like, Crash is a bro now. He's got freaking tribal tattoos and a freaking mustache and he's got gauges in his ears and a freaking...
That was so weird.
He's got nipple rings and he wears a tap-out shirt, you know, wears a backwards hat, smokes meth, beats women, you know, all the things that that Crash Bandicoot does. What, Frank? What's the deal? What's wrong?
The spousal abuse. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what Crash does in Crash of the Titans. It's just his character, you know.
Huh. I feel like I haven't been missing anything.
Yeah, it's basically Grand Theft Auto meets Crash Bandicoot, you know. That's not true at all, but it's a fun idea. Static says Crash has a blunt hanging off of the side of his mouth. Exactly. Crash is a weed head. He's a dirty weed, and he needs to be pulled and dipped in mayonnaise. Okay, next question. What made you start on Twitch, and has there been any hardships during your time as a streamer? Again, from Bell.
I don't know what exactly made me want to start. I just wanted to play games and interact with people. I've always kind of wanted to be a content creator. Lately, those wants have been kind of quelled. I don't really know what I want anymore. But
you're going through a deep-seated identity crisis?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Always.
Do you ever, like, walk through the streets sadly in black and white as it rains?
Oh, I don't walk anywhere.
Do you ever segue through the street sadly in black and white?
No, I roll, though.
Like, you tumble? Like
yeah.
You roll on your side through the streets or something?
Exactly.
Yeah, we can all relate, man. We can all relate. Go on, though.
But as far as hardships goes, the viewership doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, as long as you're having fun. But it kind of sucks.
Static says, do you ever Uber through the streets sadly in black and white?
Of course. Who hasn't?
Yeah, man. Every single time I'm on an Uber, which is just every day, everything is sad in black and white.
But basically, choose to play something, and your choice in game does affect who watches you.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are kind of in denial and are like, no, it's your personality that they come for. And it's like, well, yes, but if you're playing something they're not interested in, they're going to find someone else who they also enjoy. And a lot of the people I watch just like to watch me just like the retro stuff. So if I play something like The Messenger or League of Legends or something, like I'm just kind of hanging out by myself, and it's like, oh.
Well, The Messenger is retro style, I believe, is it not?
It is.
It's like the Ninja Gaiden Metroidvania sort of game, isn't it?
It is.
This is what I would say. I think there is a balance to be found with both of those. If you've got a crappy personality, no one's going to watch you. If you play freaking Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, no one's going to watch you. The thing is, once you have a viewer base that likes you for who you are, that is built up, that's kind of when I think like once you're a certain size as a streamer, in my opinion, that's when you can just play whatever the hell you want. Because the thing is, you look at like every freaking streamer on Twitch, you look at like the biggest guys like Tfue or Ninja, even though we don't know where the hell he's actually going to end up going. He could be on Twitch. He could go to Facebook Gaming. He could go to YouTube. No one knows. You look at these people, they've got millions of followers and millions of subscribers, but their viewer count is always way, way smaller than their follower count. And I think that's kind of the nature of the way that this happens, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That definitely makes sense.
Did you have anything to add?
No, that I took the words out of my mouth.
Also, Static says he takes Lyft instead of Uber.
I can respect that.
Yeah, I think we all can. And here's the last question, and I think this one's just for me. It says, what made you want to start a podcast? And it's because I did a podcast with Static and Happy, and I was like, this is really fun. I like to talk like I like to talk to people, and I like to interview people, you know. And for example, like when I was in high school, I was a part of our audio video tech program, and I was like the lead editor my last year, which I went out and I interviewed people. I sat in front of a teacher with a camera. I had my list of questions similar to what I'm doing right here, and I would, granted, back then I had the luxury of heavily editing everything. So if I made myself look like an ass, I could just be like cut that part out. Meanwhile, now if there's an awkward pause, I kind of have to leave that in. But it comes kind of naturally to me because all an interview really is it's kind of it's almost like a guided conversation in my eyes. We explore, we have some back and forths. It's not scripted. You've got general questions and an outline. And it's all about, like, for example, when I'm interviewing you or if I'm interviewing Static or if I'm interviewing Sifu, it's more of like generally getting to know you stuff, even though I know you. It's going out to a general audience. However, if I was interviewing someone about like, we've got a fundraiser for the school. Tell me, where did you get the idea for this fundraiser? I got the idea for the fundraiser while I was sitting on a toilet playing Candy Crush alone in my flat. I'm like, that's very nice, Mrs. Hedfield. Now, what is your goal for the fundraiser? This is generalized, but you can like hone in on it and get sort of specifics if you really intend to do so. And like right now, for example, I'm just interviewing my friends slowly but surely. Once I reach the point where I probably interviewed you all, I'm probably going to have more like, what's up, man? Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about this thing you tried recently. Let's talk about, like more specific because the audience knows you now. I am just rambling way too long, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you.
And Static says, thanks for being respectful, guys. Yep. I have no idea what he's talking about, but cool. Okay, now we're going into the news segment, all right? Do you want to talk about your news stories first, or you want to kind of trade it off?
Let's trade it off.
Okay. Do you want to start off with the new Crash game, or do you want me to?
That's all you, buddy.
Okay, well, as we said earlier, there is going to be a new Crash Bandicoot game that is coming out. It's called Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. It's got redesigned characters. From what I'm seeing, it's only going to be coming out on PS4 and Xbox One. I hope to God that it comes out on Switch. I'm a Switch boy. Every time I get spanked, it's with the Switch. It's the Switch is a way of life for me, you know. I have been branded with a Switch logo on my right butt cheek. It is to that degree. But yeah, it's a video game. It's coming out. They did a thing on the Game Awards about it, the YouTube channel, and it looks epic. And they're ignoring the Wrath of Cortex and Twin Sanity and all the Crash games that came after 3. And they're like, this is the new one. The other ones stink.
I mean, I can respect that approach, especially since like they're keeping the game style similar but with new elements.
Yeah.
I had read on Reddit though that Twin Sanities was actually good, but that was kind of it for the sequels.
I liked both Twin Sanity and Wrath of Cortex. I thought they were both fine games. Twin Sanity was a really good game. It had a lot of good atmosphere, but it was really, really rushed, and it had a lot of like glitches in the game. Like, for example, if I backtracked, I did a Let's Play series of this back in the day, and it's deleted off the channel now, but I got to a certain point in the game, and then I backtracked back because I got lost. Whenever I came back to the place I was, the game made me redo everything, and I lost my progress.
Oh.
So you can't backtrack in this game. It's sort of a pseudo open world situation, but you can't do it the way you want to do it. And so the game, in my opinion, has beautiful atmosphere, but it was beautiful music, but it was just so rushed. Wrath of Cortex is like if you take Crash Bandicoot Warped and then you inbreed it with another game that's in the same family, you know? You know, like the games both live on a mountain and like they're cousins, and they're like, yeah, this this is good enough, you know?
What an analogy.
It's true though. That's what the game feels like. It's like Crash, but it has like 11 toes, you know? It's like the royal family of Crash Bandicoot.
That's pretty good.
All right, the next news story: Apex Legends is coming to Switch in the fall.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've never played that game.
Yeah. So go on.
But I was gonna say I do like. Oh my God, who are they? The company, the developer.
EA.
Not EA. The ones who made Fallen Order under EA.
Fallout Order?
No, Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. Does anyone in chat know what that company is?
Star Wars game.
Oh God, yeah. Static says Respawn in the chat.
Respawn. I really like Respawn. I'm sorry, I've still got the foggy nap brain going
on. You're good.
But Respawn's a really good dev. I like Titanfall. I liked Fallen Order. So just anything for them to keep being successful and let EA do what they're doing.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm excited about it. They're going to make it cross-platform. So it'll be on Steam, I believe Origin, which is EA's service. It's going to be on Switch. It's already on Xbox One and I believe PS4. It's all going to be like cross-play. So you'll be on Switch, you'll be playing against people on PC, you'll be playing against people on PS4. That may have some balancing problems, but I like it as an idea. It's nice to be able to be like, yo, Static, you want to play Apex today? Why, yes, Nathan, I do want to play Apex today. Also, you're so handsome and epic. I love you so much. You know what I mean? And that Star Wars game was amazing, says Static, indeed.
Yeah, Fallen Order is really, really good.
That's how all of my conversations with Static go, by the way. He just praises me greatly. You know, it kind of gets, you know, stressful having so much praise just all the time.
You gotta file this under things that doesn't happen.
Things that never happen.
Yeah.
Static says STFU, Nathan, in the chat.
But no, that's really cool about the crossplay. I'm really glad that's starting to become more of a staple in gaming. I know Rocket League and stuff like that, like a couple years ago, like it started getting big with that. And it's really cool that game companies are willing to be like, yeah, no, you can play on it with people on other platforms. That's fine. And that devs are supporting it.
Well, I mean, we're also getting to the point where the hardware that you play games on is like getting closer and closer to just being a PC with a controller, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of at the point where, like, for example, I'll be playing Fortnite on Fridays. I have viewers who are playing Fortnite on their freaking cell phones with me, and they're better than me at the game. So I'm not even joking. They literally are better than me at the game, and they're on mobile. They're using touchscreen.
I can't get into mobile gaming, despite like some of the games like Fortnite being actually really good on it.
From what I've seen, Fortnite and Call of Duty just feel like the console version of the games, except like the controls are like if someone tore your thumbs off and threw acid in your eyes, you know.
I don't understand how people do that, man.
Well, you can sync a Bluetooth controller as well. I would do it with a Bluetooth controller. That's something I would actually do. We've already talked about this one, so I'm actually willing to skip past it, but just as hype for new consoles. Unless you have something you want to say about the new consoles at all.
I mean, we talked about the pricing, but we didn't really say, like, you talked about being in a Nintendo. I guess I did kind of say that I'm a PS5 boy. I've never really been much for the Xbox, and that has a lot to do with exclusivity on titles.
I would actually buy the Xbox before the PS5 if they have 100% backwards compatibility. Because I've got a 360, I've got games for that, I've got original Xbox games. I'm pointing to my shelf over here because I realize I look like an idiot on screen. But yeah, I've got like games for both platforms, and if they can do that and run it at 4K, to me, I could almost justify that if I, assuming I magically obtain the money for that. So yeah, the next question is, this one's more just me, I think. Season 3 of Fortnite and my feelings on it. And Static, since you're in the chat, you can add your feelings about this as well, since he plays Frick Knife. But for me, I used to be one of those guys who hated on Fortnite. I thought it was like a cringy game. It's stupid. I don't know why anyone likes it. I had all these feelings about Fortnite. And then I played it. Me and my buddy Scott actually started streaming, like, when did quarantine start? It was around that time. It was around the time when quarantine first started being a thing. I played Fortnite with Scotty because it's like a game that we can both play cross-platform. And I wouldn't have to pay for Switch Online if my service went out. And so we played that for a while, and I was assuming I was going to freaking hate the game. I ended up loving it, and I've played it for a couple hundred hours since.
Wow.
Yes, I've played it for a couple hundred hours since. And I've had a good time. They recently made a new season of Fortnite where they flooded the map. And the new season, it's fun, and I've got mixed feelings because the NPCs in the game are like 20 times more aggressive. There were always NPCs that you fought in the game, and they were they were confined to one area. There's a group of NPCs in this game called the Marauders. They generally hang around like Catty Corner and I think Lazy Lake. Yeah, I think just Catty Corner and Lazy Lake. However, if you piss these NPCs off, they will chase you across the map. You can't run unless you have the grappler or a launch pad or something, you have to kill all of them. And they're not bad once you get used to them, but they are completely like, they're the most freaking aggressive NPCs in the game. They also added this thing called a loot shark, which is a shark that will literally jump on land and try and kill you. And yeah, it's a shark that jumps on land and will try and kill you, and they're very aggressive. They will tear through a building that you're in from the water and take half of your health away immediately. So when you get to certain buildings, you have to like loot it real fast, and then you have to freaking run up and like get the hell out of there. I'm hoping that they add better mobility to the game, because right now the only ways you have to get around are in boats, and the boats don't work well on land. We need cars or something like that. What else? What else do I have to add to that? Okay, the lobbies in the game have been dying out way too fast because of the aggressive NPCs. The NPCs are so aggressive that in last season you would start around and it'd take like, I don't know, it'd take like 5 minutes before there were 50 people left in the round. In this one, the first circle will close in and it'll be like 10 to 20 people left in a round of 100. And that's only like 3 minutes or something, 2-3 minutes. So the lobbies are dying out faster. They replaced the agency with a place called the Authority, and no one lands there, and I don't understand why. Okay, no one lands at the Authority, even though it has like the drum gun and it has a grappler. It's not Sky's grappler, and it's not Midas's drum gun anymore. It's like Jules' drum gun. And I don't know whose grappler it is, but I guess that'd be Jules' grappler. I don't know. But no one lands there. They added these big border walls around the Authority, which gives you the perfect place to land. The loot shards can jump into these areas, but it's rare. Okay, so the Authority has these walls. You can land on it, you can loot stuff, then head into this central building. Every person I play with on stream ignores those walls when we land there and immediately blast right into the area with all the NPCs. They always die, and then I'm sitting there like, what did you expect? What did you expect? Those are my thoughts. I like the new season. I think it's a refreshing change. The time between season 2 and season 3 was way too long. I'm hoping that they start updating the game way more often, even doing mid-season updates, because that's what made Fortnite very popular originally, from what I'm reading. And I'm hoping that they do that more often. All right, and the next question, or the next news story, is Mixer is officially dead. Mixer...
I know, that's so crazy.
Yes, Mixer has closed down, and they have merged with Facebook Gaming.
That's such a huge blunder on Microsoft's part, because apparently I was listening to other news stories, and they had like a lot of streaming services like Twitch or just like even Netflix or things like that. During the pandemic, they've all seen exponential growth, and like Mixer maybe had 1% at best.
And I watched a video that was basically Shroud, who was one of those Mixer streamers who was paid to come over from Twitch. He was breaking down why exactly Mixer was having so much trouble during the pandemic. So, you know, Twitch, for example, is well known already. They also have tons of advertising out there. And also the people who are already there have been streaming more, including myself. I've been streaming 1,000 times more since the pandemic. There's been more viewership, more people. Mixer's entire game plan for growth for the past, for 3 years, they said they had like a 2-year plan or something. It was all based upon in-person interaction. It was all based upon, we're going to have Ninja fly out to this con, or we're going to have Shroud do this thing where he has to be around a crew of people. It was not, let's run an ad on TV, or let's do this thing that's done digitally. It's, It was a bad idea and bad marketing.
It really was. And also the problem is yeah, that's great for the people that want to watch Shroud or Ninja, but like you need to entice like the smaller streamers, the affiliates to come over. You know,
I would actually say they had an okay plan for doing that. It wasn't as good as the affiliate program on Twitch, but Mixer actually did have a thing prepared where the moment you log onto the site, you could just have your channel reviewed, and they would give you the ability to get paid subs and embers, which is their version of bits. So they had something.
I mean, that's fine, but if it's not as good as the affiliate program for an already established program, that's not good enough. That's just not good enough.
And I agree. That is the actual point in competition, is you have to outdo the competition, you know, to like be better. Because, you know, it's a competition and not like not a competition.
Yeah, there was no market share. It was pretty much Twitch was a monopoly.
Yeah,
and they just didn't bring the right way. And the other thing is like you mentioned, they were wanting to do all this in-person stuff with Ninja and Shroud. Dude, that's fine for like the people that want to do that, but most of us that are streaming, we're kind of home buddies and don't like to go to stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's how I would describe myself as well. I mean, it's just true, man. Like, we are homebodies.
There's
like
nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Like,
but it was kind of a weird plan to try and get a bunch of home buddies to come out to see these popular streamers.
I don't know. What also pissed me off was the video. This was before Mixer closed down. That Shroud was defending Mixer to people hating in this video I saw. And one of the most annoying things he said was, Mixer is starting from scratch. Wrong. Microsoft bought a pre-existing company called Beam that had been around for a year or two, and they renamed it Mixer. They took their tech, they took their assets, used it, and called it Mixer. They couldn't get streamers on the site, so they bought them. It was not a situation where they are totally starting from scratch. That is a lie. And Amazon did the same thing with Twitch. It was originally called Justin TV, and they purchased it, rebranded it Twitch, and hey, look at where we're broadcasting, and look at the fact that people are still successful here. Isn't that interesting how they like did the same thing but did a better job?
Yeah, 100%. Like, if you don't have a good plan, like, and it's not like Microsoft didn't have the money to do things correctly, it's that they threw it at the wrong place. Ninja and Shroud, they're great. Getting them to come over, that's great. But you've already got those built-in audiences. You have no room for growth once you do that. And with how much they were paying them, I don't think they had the budget to do anything else.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. Like, when people talked about Mixer, they're like, oh, it's backed by Microsoft, so it'll never close. And they say the same thing about Twitch. Oh, it's backed by Amazon. Same about YouTube. Oh, it's backed by Google and Alphabet. That can't last forever. I believe Google hangs on to YouTube because it gets a lot of data from YouTube viewers, from YouTube users, which they then sell to advertisers, which they then can use. There is power on YouTube beyond making a profit specifically with YouTube because it benefits Google as a mass. It's also the biggest VOD streaming, like content creation, indie sort of site on the internet, which gives them power as well. It gives them like the power to say, we have this, we have these viewers, we have this data, we have this stuff. What did Mixer have? They also had opportunities that they didn't take full advantage of. Microsoft owns Xbox, okay, for example. And they do integrate it. You can stream from your Xbox to Mixer, but they didn't push it at all. There were so many little things that they could have done that they refused to do. They could have ran more ads on the site, for example. They could have advertised it more. They could have, for example, okay, my biggest issue with Mixer, because I used it for a couple years, not as my main site, but before I was affiliated on Twitch, I would multicast to YouTube, Twitch, Mixer, all at the same time. In the exact same period of time that I streamed on all three of these platforms, I got like 180 subs on YouTube. I got like 80 or 90 on Twitch before I just went full on into Twitch. And you know how many I got on Mixer, Frank?
How many?
Like 25. And it's because I'm a variety streamer and I don't always stream the hip trending game. You can say what you want, and I agree with what you said, by the way, earlier about like the games that you play do affect your viewership. However, you still have some wiggle room on Twitch. On Mixer, if you play something like Super Mario Brothers, if you play something like, look at my shelf over here because I'm brain dead, Destroy All Humans or Hulk Ultimate Destruction, anything that's not a new either online competitive game or an Xbox One specific game, you got no viewers. No view. The only game that I got viewers on that wasn't an Xbox game was specifically Mario Odyssey. And that's because I played it when it was newer, so people were like, oh, what's this game all about? So they had a crappy community. Not to be a dick, but they had a bad community. Their community was like, I'm going to watch this guy play this one game forever. It was those kind of streams. Mm-hmm. And those are never entirely sustainable. Even big streamers like Ninja, he started off with H1Z1. I think he went to like PUBG or something like that, and then he went to Fortnite. Now he's moving to like Valorant or COD Warzone. It's not sustainable the way that they do it. And that's sort of my closing thoughts on that subject. Do you have anything to add?
Not really.
Okay, and the rest of the news is all yours. Well,
Okay.
Actually, the last one is mine, but the next two are yours.
All right. I accidentally closed my show notes.
Open them back, you fool.
I am. Don't yell at me.
I am, Poppy.
I'm sorry, Papa.
I'm sorry, Papa. Don't whip me with the belt
Pokemon
with spikes.
Snap. 20 years. 20 years of wanting a sequel.
Is this a sequel or a remake, though?
It's a sequel.
It is, okay.
Yes. It is 100% a new game. It is not a remake.
Okay.
Because there are Pokemon... Because the first one was only Gen 1, and this one is more than Gen 1, from what I saw in the trailer.
I was about to ask, because I haven't looked up too much about it. I'm excited about the game, but I played Pokemon Snap when I rented it as a kid. I never owned it. So to me, it's I like the game, but I don't remember much about it. I remember one of the Pokemon dropping something on their own head or some crap in one of the first stages.
It was the on rails like camera taking, like it's a concept that shouldn't like be as fun as it is, but it really, really is good. I really enjoyed it. I remember you could go to Blockbuster and get your pictures printed out.
That sounds really cool, to be honest.
Yeah, it was really interesting for the original. But the more exciting part of this is all the Nintendo leaks that have been leaking lately have been correct. Like the Paper Mario and the Paper Mario.
well, my question about that is I haven't paid much attention to Nintendo leaks. The last one I saw was just a bunch of like development data about the Wii. like terabytes of data about that. What leaks have happened recently other than Paper Mario then?
In Pokemon Snap.
Okay.
But part of the leak that came with the Paper Mario was that they're remaking and putting in an HD collection Mario 64, Mario
Oh, and that
Sunshine,
was on
Mario
Play
Galaxy.
Asia. That was advertised on Play Asia shortly after, I believe.
Yeah, so and we still don't have official confirmation on that, but based on everything else that's been leaked from that same leaker, I kind of would expect that for like holiday 2020.
Now, real question though, how specific were these leaks? Was it like
They were pretty specific.
okay,
like
because it's
like they were like, yeah, there's a new Paper Mario coming out. It's not a remake. It's going to have its own like kind of mixture of the battle system, and all of the things they said were absolutely true.
okay, because I was gonna say like I can make up a leak right now. They're going to make a new Zelda game at some point, generally, and Link is gonna have a sword.
Yeah, no, it wasn't vague at all. Like they were like, yeah, and they're gonna make a Mario 3D collection. It's gonna have these games in it. Then they were
I
like,
hope it
Pokemon,
has sunshine.
yeah,
I hope it has sunshine.
64 Sunshine and uh,
Galaxy?
Galaxy are the rumored games.
I'm very, very hopeful for that. If that happens, I will sell my soul to buy it. I
I don't. I think my soul's already like induced by something. But yeah,
I mean, I would argue there's no such thing as selling your soul, but yes, I agree.
but so that's the more exciting part for me is that all these leaks coming out of Nintendo are accurate, which means the stuff that has been leaked, which it's mostly that Mario collection, is really exciting because I would love to replay Mario 64 on a modern console.
Now,
That's amazing.
do you how do you think these remasters are going to be done? Do you think do you think it'll be a situation like the Mario All Stars on the Wii, where it's literally just a ROM on a Wii disc, or do you think they're going to actually carefully like Crash Bandicoot Spyro this?
I think it's going to be the latter. Nintendo, aside from Mario All Stars, like they usually go all in their re-releases. Um, so like when they re-released Mario 64 the first time on the DS, they added new characters and everything like that.
All right.
Uh, Go ahead.
Northward Fate Shaper says in the chat, Mario remakes will do pretty well. By the way, I've been fading to this this one image over and over again, and I didn't realize that my chat app isn't even working right now. So I've been fading to that, not looking at it, and it's just been me fading to a blank screen. So that's cool. No, I'm not. I'm gonna have to fix that later, aren't I? Oh well. Sorry, everyone who watches in reruns and doesn't know what the hell is going on. But I agree. I think Mario remakes, anything with Mario's face on it, is generally going to do well.
But yeah, I actually bought the original Pokemon Snap a few months before the pandemic to play on stream, and it's been on the list. And then when I saw that, I was like, well, I guess the Switch is just staying plugged into the PC and the capture card forever. So,
All right. And the next news story is about The Last of Us 2. You said something about user scores or something like that?
Apparently, this game is the most polarizing game of the year between professional reviewers and users, because apparently users are just like shitting on the game on like Metacritic, and then like reviewers are like, oh no, it's a really good game. I bought it last week. I had no idea about any of this. Like I just bought it because I love the first one. Like I was out buying groceries and went to Walmart and was like, yeah, I'll buy it. And I brought it home, and we had a friend over because we had a D&D game. And he's like, oh, I've heard a lot of bad things about that game you're holding. And I was like, wait, really? So I went and looked it up.
This is why you don't read what the internet says about a game if you really want to play it. Because
And it's
you'll always see people be like, this game's going to be the worst. It's going to be worse than Hitler.
And it's funny because Fate Shaper even asked me when I was like, yeah, I haven't opened it yet, because I was playing Spyro Reignited. And I was like, I meant to play Last of Us, but I haven't done that yet because I want to play this.
By the way, did I get you to start playing Reignited again?
You did. That was 100% you.
Sweet. I'm an influencer. Call me pretty.
You're all right. No.
Thanks.
You just start uncontrollably crying on stream. Oh, God.
Dude, I tuned into a random person's stream one time, and it scared the crap out of me. Like, well, okay, it didn't scare me. It confused the crap out of me. They were playing, like, A Link to the Past, and out of nowhere, like, literally the moment I tuned in, they broke down and started crying, and they're like, it's so hot. And they're not pretty crying. They're like, and I'm like, what the freak did I just walk into? And apparently a troll, like, this is a person, and I mean no disrespect. They have, like, anxiety disorder, and a troll was giving them crap about their gameplay and having a hard time with the game.
What a fucking...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're an idiot. But I was so confused when I first tuned in because I hopped in at the literal moment of meltdown. And so I hopped in at like, it's so hard. And I'm like, what the freak is going? And part of the empathetic part of me wanted to be like, hey, I don't know what's wrong, but it's going to be okay. And then the part of me that's like, I'm confused was like, okay, I got to go, like, I gotta go do something else. I'm gonna work on Photoshop right now.
Yeah, Fate Shaper says he helps him with the flyby levels, the ones that you hate as much as I do.
Those are the ones that make it really hard for me to 100% this game. I actually beat Ripto's Rage on accident the other day on stream, by the way. I went in, that game is only four worlds long. I thought it was way longer. Like, one of the bosses in that game made me freaking rage quit, and you remember that. But yeah, okay, the thing is, I got to this boss. The other boss made me absolutely rage quit and freak out because it was at the end of the stream and I was stressed out, right? I hopped into the boss towards the end of my stream. I was about to end it because it was time for me to eat lunch, and I'm like, I'll just try this out and, see how hard the boss was, because I didn't think it was the final boss. I was on the 4th world. So I walk in the level, and there's this big cutscene, and it's like Spyro's talking to this furry chick, and she's like, Spyro, now it's the end of Ripto. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, end of the game. Ooh. And so I beat the boss. And this was after my viewers had generally dispersed, because I said, I'm about to end the stream after I do this. And I ended up doing something after it, and I was so confused. Fate Shaper said that level is rage making. He also says, I love the difficulty of the flyby stages. Sweet. I had a lot of trouble with the flyby stages. The second gulp boss was impossible for me at the time, because I heard other people say it looked really easy. I had so much trouble with it because I can't multitask while under stress. So I was trying to entertain viewers. I was hyperactive. There's 1,000 things going on. Meanwhile, this boss has 3 different ways you have to attack him. And then he has 2 or 3 different attacks that you have to dodge one after another. And then you have to, like, refill your health by running into these chickens. So it was all very, very confusing and stressful for me at the time.
Well, back to your original point about not listening to the internet.
Yeah.
I've only read one spoiler on the entire game. I have no idea why people don't like it. I was going to formulate my own opinion because Fate Shaper was like, why do people like it? And I was like, I don't know.
Fate Shaper also said the RNG was annoying. If you're talking about the same boss, I agree.
But
I can tell you generally my understanding of why people don't like it, but this is Nathan's understanding from what he's read. Would you?
I mean, if it's spoiler free, sure. If it's not, I don't want to know.
I think the characters are the same as the ones in the first one, correct? Generally,
that's what it looks like. Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure people are saying it's very it's a social justice warrior sort of game because it's got like a gay girl as the main character, and then like I think it's like one of those woman power sort of situations, and I've never played The Last of Us, so I don't freaking know. I think there are times where that can be true, and there are times where I have no freaking clue.
I mean, Ellie was gay in the first one. The DLC, you ran around an abandoned mall with her girlfriend. So I don't know why people would be upset about that.
Then I don't know. I did see a tweet the other day that really pissed me off about the game, though. There were people I saw it was like what was it? Was it GameSpot? One of those news networks like retweeted a thing, an article that was written about the game that literally said something along the lines of like, viewers and gamers are demanding they change the plot of this game to focus on another character. And I retweeted it and said something along the lines of like, actually, let me pull it up. I'm like defocusing on Twitter and starting to focus on like Instagram and Facebook, and I know you don't like Facebook, but yeah. I'm not using Twitter, but I'm beginning to like stop using it as much as what I mean.
I got you.
Here it is. The tweet is by PlayStation Lifestyle by Mandatory. I don't know what that means. Fans have started a petition that calls for Naughty Dog to remake The Last of Us' storyline. And then this was my statement on it. Stop telling artists to do their art to your satisfaction. If you don't like something, vote with your wallet rather than buying it, then demanding it to be done as you prefer. That's called being a spoiled brat, in my opinion.
I agree. I 100% agree with you.
Because, here's my thing. You can not like a game regardless. Like, you don't have to like something. You don't even have to accept something, in my opinion. But don't go to like creators and artists and be like, do it my way now. I'm not gonna. It's like you already gave them your money. They don't have to do crap, to be honest. If you really want to make a game company know you don't like something, rather than whining about it like a 5-year-old who just made a messy in his jorts, don't buy it. I'm just saying, don't buy it if you don't like it.
No, I agree. I 100% agree.
Do you have anything else to add about the game?
No, I haven't put it in the PlayStation yet. I'll tell you my thoughts on it after I play it.
Well, you're going to talk about reviewer and users as well, or did we cover that?
We covered that.
Okay.
About the difference, the
differences.
The gap. Yeah.
Okay, and here is the last bit of news for today, and it's admittingly kind of vague because there's no information about it yet. But Dr. Disrespect has been banned from Twitch. I don't know the exacts of why. I looked it up, and all I found was an article on IGN when I was doing research for the podcast. Let me try and find that again. If you could, also try and Google it on your end if possible.
I have. There's no statement on Twitch yet.
Yeah, well, IGN got a very, very vague sort of PR statement from them, and that's what I'm looking for. I'll have to check IGN's Twitter account, because that's where I think I remember seeing it.
I mean, he was already on thin ice,
after E3.
Yeah, after he was filming people in the bathroom, streaming it live.
I can give you context for that to a degree. I'm not going to defend him because that's an idiot move, but I'm pretty sure he had a camera guy, and he told him, I have to go take a leak or I have to go take a dump. And then he went in, and the camera guy's like, let's follow him. And so I think that's why he's not in jail, honestly. Here's the article from IGN, though.
I would have fired that camera guy.
Oh, I mean, yes, I would definitely fire him. Here is the article from IGN. It's by Matt Kim, whoever that is. Guy Beam, better known as the streamer Dr. Disrespect, has been banned from the streaming service Twitch on Friday, which it was posted today, which is a Friday. I don't know why they had to say on Friday. I guess they expected it to be posted tomorrow. They misscheduled. I don't know. Which previously had 4 million followers, no longer appears to be available on the service. Twitch has not announced the reason Dr. Disrespect's for his most recent ban. It's unclear how long the ban will last. He was previously banned in July of 2019 after he was caught filming from the LA Convention Center's bathroom during E3. And then it's giving backstory. Since he began existing, he had a mustache and he said funny things. What's even more surprising is earlier he signed a multi-year deal with Twitch worth millions of dollars. I wish it was millions of quarters. But now, a few months after the deal was announced, Twitch has banned him. IGN reached out to Twitch for a statement, but the company provided no specific reason. Instead, they provided the following statement. As is our process, we take appropriate action when we have evidence that a streamer has acted in violation of our community guidelines or terms of service. These apply to all streamers regardless of status or prominence in the community. And from what I've seen, Dr. Disrespect also has not addressed that yet. He hasn't made any statement. And I've seen people on his Reddit theorizing, oh, it's DMCA stuff, and I don't believe that.
No. I don't think so either.
I'm very curious what he got banned for. With the whole blackout thing going on, it makes me wonder, you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vern?
100%.
All right, and that's pretty much everything that we have to cover today. Frank, where can viewers find you?
They can find me at twitch.tv/FrankFortune, all one word.
Anywhere else?
And they can find me on my YouTube channel, which we'll put the link real quick in chat.
All right.
Because that is one hell of a link. They can also find me on Twitter.
I just got a DM from Zach who runs CGN, and he's joking, but he said, I'm calling it. Dr. Disrespect signed a Facebook or YouTube deal. That's why we're hearing nothing. Oh, God, Nightbot timed you out.
It did.
Oops. 2 messages were deleted by the moderator. I'm so sorry, Frank. Tell me what you were trying to post in chat, and I'll post it.
It was the link to my YouTube channel.
Okay, so it's just youtube.com/FrankFortune, right?
No.
What is it?
It's longer than that.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
well, anyways,
yeah.
Have fun with that. Let me do something real quick. Frank Fortune. I'm just going to mod you real quick so you can post it. And Nightbot won't bully you. Go ahead.
I can chat again in 0 seconds.
If you want, you can just keep mod if you want to.
Yeah, okay.
Okie-doke.
Heel.
Ahoy, ahoy.
There we go.
All right, and if you got anything else, you can post that in chat.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and post my Twitter.
Yep.
You can follow me at Twitter at LNGFrankFortune.
All right.
And I'm not on Facebook because Facebook is garbage.
Are you on any other sites?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the podcast up. Anything else you want to add?
No. I think this was good. Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure, and I look forward to watching you if you have any streams this weekend or if you start streaming again on Monday.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm also on OnlyFans.
Sounds good. You all right there?
Yeah.
Look at what's going on behind me, everyone. Where? Show them. I hope you have the stream up right now.
It's a dog. It's Peanut.
This is my dog, Peanut. He's wearing a shirt.
It says best dog ever.
Yep. There you go. I like how... Is this a hooded shirt for him?
Yes. It's his hoodie.
I mean, it doesn't have sleeves, though. All right, love you.
Love you.
All right. Clunk says OnlyFans. Yes, Frank has several OnlyFans accounts. And Fakes says, good stuff, yo. Anyways, thank you everyone for watching. As always, when you take a poop, I'll keep you in the loop. Merry Christmas, everyone.